Okay. The body is a very fragile structure. When I mean fragile, it's easy for the body to break down without you knowing. It's easy for the body to stop functioning the way it should, and you will not even be aware. That is the reason why a lot of people collapse while walking. A lot of people, in fact, I went for a meeting this morning, and one of them was sharing on how the wife collapsed while driving. Was driving to the market and she just passed out. So people saw that the car was moving and there was nobody controlling it. That's why they were able to help guide the car, stop it and all that. So what could make someone to walk to a point where the body decides that I'm okay, I can't go any further? It's a very serious issue, especially this period in the history of Nigeria politics, where a lot of things are happening. A lot of the prices of goods are going up. Like I was discussing with Mr. Hassan, anything that goes up in Nigeria doesn't come down. Anything. You understand? Anything, except the bad things. But the good things that go on that people should benefit, they don't come down. So let's look at some important facts about stress. Very, very important. The first one is that stress is a silent killer. Stress can actually get to a point where the person can give up without even knowing it, and that is where the problem starts. Stress can affect the body and the mind. The impact of stress on the body can lead people to the hospital. The impact of stress on the mind can make people lose their mind. I've seen cases of people actually committing suicide because of what they were going through. I remember a time in Anambra State that flood carried a lot of farmlands, and most of these farmers took loan to plant the crop. Do you know what happened? They started committing suicide. Why were they committing suicide? Because they could not take the effect of the stress that particular event was going to cause. So that is what stress can actually do to the body and the mind. Then about 90% of all diseases worldwide are stress related. Cancer, diabetes, hypertension, name it. That's why I've been able to use holistic medicine to reverse some stress condition, because I figured that if stress is the reason why people are having diseases, that means if you reverse the impact of stress, those diseases will naturally begin to reverse. Okay, let me give you a typical example. Someone is having hypertension and the person is going through a very stressful period, and that stress is having severe impact on the body, increasing the cholesterol level, increasing the rate at which the heart is working. So the heart is overworking itself. What happens when the person begins to pay attention to stress and say, it's like I'm stressing myself too much? Can I begin to change the way my approach to life? Things that will make me angry, can I begin to correct it? Can I begin to watch my body and study my body? That's what is called mindfulness. We're going to talk about it later. To study the body and know how the body is responding, your physical body. Some people don't know when their body is giving them sign. So mindfulness tells you to actually know when the body is giving you sign, and that is where we are going to. So anyone who doesn't rest will soon rest in peace. I've been saying it everywhere I go to. Anyone who fails to rest will soon rest in peace. Why will the person rest in peace? Because God has designed the body to rest. It's either you are resting here on earth, you are resting in heaven or hellfire, anyone, but there must be rest somewhere. That's why when somebody dies, they say it's eternal rest. You understand? Why do they write RIP? What is RIP? Rest in peace. Because they assume the person is resting. So it means that as a human being, you must dedicate time to rest. You must create a time to rest. I've never seen someone that is so busy that he cannot rest. In fact, watch anyone who doesn't rest. You see how fast their body is aging. Someone that is just 40 years will be looking 60 because of the impact of stress on the body. That is very, very important. So we all know that the reason why many people are stressed is because of money. According to this report that was given by CNN, it's because of money. If you remove money from the equation, nobody will be stressed out. So people go to work. What are they looking for? It's money. You are doing business today. What are you looking for? Without money, with the business, okay, let's say you are passionate about it. If money is not entering, the passion will dry. That is the truth. So we are waking up in the morning and we are moving around because yes, because so because of money, that's why we are waking up in the morning to go to work. Many of us, if they say there is no need for money, we will not be stressed. We will not be stressed. You just go to the market, pick the things you need, government has paid for it, and walk away. You understand? You will not be stressed out. You have a car, you have a, that's why the rate of stress in those days was not as much as what we have now. Because in those days, as you are graduating from school, your job is waiting for you. Your car, in some cases, is waiting for, and they didn't pay school fees. Many of us didn't pay school fees here. It was free education. You understand? But yes, but look at now. But look at what we are now. I have been struggling since primary school to do primary 6 exam. From one, you don't do it in your school, you have to go to a particular place and all that. You will queue up, you will do this, struggle, fill form until secondary school, university. I still graduated, I thought that everything will settle. That is where the problem started. The suffering continues. Until today. I graduated how many years ago? More than 15 years ago. Until today. We are still pushing. We are still struggling, trying to make life better for ourselves. You understand? Because the system is not working. So if you don't pay attention to your health by yourself and you are waiting for government to help you, you will collapse. You are going to break down. So the responsibility to stay alive and to stay healthy lies with you and you alone, not with anybody. If you are, if people are canvassing for P2B, Abi, everybody think. Let me tell you, even if P2B enters, the whole problem will not be solved. There will be, even no matter how good he's doing his job, there will still be some people that will be countering what he's doing. You understand? That is how it is. So before the country will balance and get to a point where everybody is happy, we're talking about next 20-30 years. I'm telling you the facts.
If there's continuity.
Yes, if we even start it, yes. Because on the average, a country like Singapore, it took them about 30 years to get to the level where they are. A country like Egypt took them about 20 years to get to where they are. What of America? It took them hundreds of years to get to where they are. But we have not even started. So that is it. So if you don't learn how to manage stress, it's going to be very difficult. There was a research that was done in Lutz, and it was said that about 40% of adult Nigerians are hypertensive. So if you count 10 people, 4 of them are hypertensive. And I can tell you that today, it is more than 40%. Because almost every adult is hypertensive. In fact, it has gotten to a level where children are now having hypertension. Yes. I've seen a 19-year-old is hypertensive. 19 years. I'm telling you. I remember I went to the law school in Kano to go and speak one time. And they were telling me that people, while reading for law exam, we are running mad. Some of them were walking away and never coming back. Why? Because of the impact of the stress that they need to go through. And you know the funny thing, if you still travel to UK or to US, you cannot even stand in their bar. You have to write their own exam again. So why do we make things so difficult for ourselves? If you want to study medicine abroad, do you know it's 4 years? Then you do 1 year internship and all that. But in Nigeria, an average medical student spends nothing less than 7 years of suffering. So the things that our lecturers taught us is not in existence, but we have to learn it. The technology as is in 19th century technology, in fact, is no longer functional. That is the issue we have with our education. So everything is stressful in the country. That is the more reason why we need to pay attention to it. So what is a stress exactly? Stress is not what is happening to us. Stress is our reaction to what is happening to us. So it is our reaction that makes us stressed out, not what is happening. Our reaction. It means if something is happening and my reaction is positive, I will not be stressed out. Let's say, for instance, everybody is complaining about Nigeria. Nigeria is no good, we are suffering. And I'm telling myself, I can't suffer in Nigeria. My own case is different. Yes, my own case is different. Do you know that this will be working for me, but will not be working for everyone around me? Because the mind has the power to draw what you want it to get to you. It's called the law of attraction. So if I'm not reacting to stress, I cannot be stressed out. If I'm not reacting, both physically and psychologically, I cannot be stressed out. How do you react physically? Somebody gives you a slap and you respond. That's physical stress. Or psychologically, somebody insults you and you take it to heart. I remember somebody was telling me about how the husband was always talking down on her and all that. And I told her, since the man cannot change, why not respond the way you are responding to him? He's talking down. If he talks, just assume that the thing just flew away from your head and it didn't get to you. Because why does insult get to you? Because you took it to heart. If somebody talks to you anyhow and you don't even take it as anything, when somebody is talking to and you move on, you will not be stressed out. So that's about psychological. There are two types of stress, as we all know. Acute means it's occurring for a short period of time. Then chronic means it's occurring for a very long period of time. So chronic stress is where the problem is. It's chronic because it is now causing problem for the body. It is now affecting the body, especially the major hormone that is called cortisol. The reason why a lot of people are hypertensive today is because of the effect of cortisol on the body and the adrenaline rush. So let me give you an instance. If you are under severe stress every time, you don't have any time to rest, the cortisol level will be going up. After a period of time, it will get to a level where to start making cholesterol to be deposited around the heart. You understand? So when the cholesterol start depositing around the heart, the pressure at which the blood is passing through those vessels will increase. Okay, let me give you an instance now. If there's a big pipe and you are pouring water through, the pressure will be low. But if you now press the pipe, do you know that the pressure will become much? That is high blood pressure. So the pressure with which the blood is flowing through the vein is now very high. It's now using so much power. So because of that, the heart will now become so weak. And that's exactly what it causes. There are three main point approach to health, and I will be explaining the three of them. The first one is your lifestyle. Check anybody that doesn't mind the kind of lifestyle he's living. They are always sick. People come to me and say, why am I always having malaria, typhoid? It's because of the lifestyle you are exhibiting, the kind of life you live. How do you work? Are you the one that will sit down in the office from morning till night? You don't stand up. How is your exercise level? How is your relationship with other people? Do you know, in my studies I discovered that your relationship with people also affects your health. Yes, if there's no peace in the house, everybody in the house will be sick. That's the truth. Even the children will be sick because the parents are not in good terms. It's psychological, but it's very, very critical. So what kind of life do you? Are you the drinker? Are you the smoker? Are you the person that chills in the garden when there is a problem in your house? Instead of solving it, you decide to elope or decide to go to the garden to go and drink. Those lifestyle can affect. The second one is your diet. Your diet. What kind of diet are you eating? We're still going to explain this in details later. But your diet has a very big role to play in making sure that you are healthy. There was a research that one of the guys I'm following on YouTube, he did one research. And do you know what he noticed? He just started to do something. He said for 1 month, that's 30 days, I am going to eat junk. I'm going to eat unhealthy. I'm going to eat fufu. Eat as in late in the night. I'm going to just live anyhow. He was a lifestyle coach. Do you know that at the end of 30 days, he developed gray hair? At the end of 30 days, he started having some diseases that he didn't have when he started. What does that tell you? That is to say that the major reason why a lot of people are sick today is the food they are eating. The food we are eating. We are comparing ourselves to the people in the village. When I mention these things, somebody will tell me that what of those in the village? Are they not eating fufu in the morning, fufu in the afternoon, fufu in the evening? True, they do that. Like when I went to Kasinala, I went to speak in a conference there. My host brought breakfast. It was fufu and egusi. I thought it was a mistake. So I just I ate a little and I just continued. In the afternoon they brought fufu. Yeah. No, they said fufu and another soup again, vegetable soup. And now I have to call my husband, please, I don't understand what is going on. What is exactly the problem? He said, I didn't tell them, because I told them what I was going to eat. He said, you forgot to tell the person, people cooking, that in that village, they can eat fufu 3 times a day with different soups. So people say that, what of those in the village, are they not living healthy? Those in the village, or our forefathers, they were always moving around on foot. You understand? Sometimes the distance between their house and the farm is so far that by the time you've gone there and you come back, you have burnt off all the carbohydrates. But how do we live our own life? There's an app that I downloaded on my phone. It can count your step. It can count your step. It's called Sweatcoin. Maybe if you're interested, I can send you the link to download it. So it can count the number of steps you have taken in a day. Ideally, the least amount of steps you should take every day is 10,000 steps. Yes. But you know, the first time I downloaded that app, I discovered that my steps was not even up to 500.
That's terrible.
And I was the one teaching stress management, I was the one teaching exercise and all that. It wasn't up to 500 because from the house to my car, from my car to the office, from the office to you understand, back to the car. If I'm moving around the office, it's just a few offices, and I'm back to the house again. By the time I'm done with the whole activity of the day, less than 500.
Sorry, sir, we're going to get this material.
Yes. So, and the recording will be available too.
Okay, do we ask questions as we go?
Yes. No, ask questions, yes. Anytime you can stop us. Anytime they ask a question, we just focus on the person asking. So, it is very important that we pay attention to what we eat. What we eat. At this age now, we shouldn't be eating so much of carbohydrates. Because where will the body store it? The body just needs a little that can convert to energy and just move on. You understand? We should be doing more of fruits and vegetables, not even protein. Because at a certain level, if you're the kind of person that eats meat too much, it will convert to uric acid. And uric acid is what causes all the arthritis. You understand? All the gout, the swelling of the joint, and all that is uric acid. Because it forms like salt. It comes together, it forms like salt. So because of that salt nature, it will be difficult for it to pass through the vein, so it will just block the joint. You know, the vein in the joint is not straight. So as it's trying to navigate it, it will just block it. Because of that, there will be swelling on the leg. So I have a friend, one of the reasons why he is not alive today is because of meat. He told me that the meat he ate in December, he has not eaten it in his lifetime. Do you know, after eating that meat of December, by January his liver failed? Yes. Because the liver is the one that processes protein. Your fat and your carbohydrate can easily store in the body without even going through the liver. It can easily store. You understand? But you see protein, you see some of these drugs you are taking, it must go through the liver. So while trying to detoxify, remove all the excess uric acid and all the amino acid and all the things that are not that the thing is trying to produce, the liver is overwhelmed, and by that it can pack up. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Apart from meat, is there any other thing that is responsible for this uric acid? Because I know of somebody who she hardly eats meat, but she has this problem of arthritis.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I know she takes drugs.
Okay.
Or due to her health issues, could it be the cause? But for meat, when we say people eating meat, it's not like when you eat 2 pieces of meat in a week, 2 times in a week. Would that be responsible?
No. You know there are different types of arthritis. There is osteoarthritis. That one means that the bone is becoming weak. Okay. Maybe the body weight cannot carry the bone, so the bone becomes brittle. That is osteoarthritis. Yes. There's another one that is called rheumatoid arthritis. It's the rheumatoid arthritis that is directly linked with your meat eating. So rheumatoid arthritis is more like the body fighting itself. You understand? So, and there's what is called gout. Gout is the one that there's swelling. It's not arthritis, but it has symptoms of arthritis. So there's swelling on the leg, swelling on the joint. If you look at some people's knee, you will see that it's covered with water. If you touch it, it is so soft. It's because of gout, because of the amount of uric acid that it has. So, and the third one is stress level. I say this everywhere I go to. If you are able to control these three things, you will live long. The only thing that will take the person out of this one is when God says it's the person's time. Yes. If you can control your lifestyle, you can control your diet, and you can control your stress level. Forget it. Forget it. That's it. Let's move on. So there are two ways people age, and it's very important that we take a note of this. The first one is chronology. Chronological has to do with your age in years. When they gave birth to you in 1960. How old are you now? That's your chronological age. Then there's another type of aging called biological age. Biological age is how fast your body is aging. So your age, your chronological age can be slow, but your biological age can be faster. For instance, somebody can be 30 years, but the body is 80 years. Somebody can be 20 years, but the body is 40 years. If you want to notice what I'm saying, if you go to the villages, among those people that are really suffering, you will see your age mates. You don't look alike. You look fresher than them. Why? Because you are aging according to your real age, but they are aging faster than their age. And there are a lot of things that make people age faster. The first one is stress. The second one is diseases. Low immunity. Those are the things that can accelerate the rate at which person is aging. Another thing that can also accelerate for women is cream. Do you know there are some cream women take and it shrinks their skin and starts giving them wrinkle? You understand? So you see some women, the hand is Coke, the face is Fanta, the leg is Sprite. You understand? Because of the kind of cream that they are rubbing. So I've also seen children that are having adult diseases because there are some diseases that are age related. Let's say you are not a too health conscious person. You're just living your life, eating all the things you want to eat. There's an age you get to. All the accumulated things you have eaten will not come on you. You understand? When you start hitting 50, 60. In fact, there are some people that they will tell you that they were never sick in their life. But one sickness and they couldn't survive it. Why? It has been accumulated. It's been accumulating over the years. So it gets to a point where your body can no longer carry it, and that's it. So let's move on. You can see a perfect picture of aging. I use this picture anywhere I go to. So George Bush was fresh when he became president. He handed over like an old man. Obama was fresh. Look at how he handed over. I'm talking about after 8 years. 8 years of intensive stress. Look at how he handed over. So if we even come to Nigeria, our own people come, Oshibanjo, Rotimi, all of, can you see how they are looking?
Yes.
Because of the impact of stress on their body. So if people like this that have the best of food, the best of water, the best of environment can have this kind of impact, what of me and you? That I just go to market, buy things. These people don't buy things from the market. They plant their own garden. So that is why we must be more careful. We must pay more attention to the impact of stress. So there are some signs of stress, things that we see and we say that this one is stress, or the impact it has on the body. And the first one is that your heart rate increases. What is heart rate? Heart rate is the rate at which your heart is working. If you put your hand on your chest where your heart is, you notice that it's pumping blood. You notice that there are some times that it becomes faster. It's called tachycardia. So it's pumping blood at a very, very fast rate. There are sometimes it becomes slower. It's called bradycardia. So it means that the person's heart is already having a problem. It's supposed to pump. That's why when they're checking your pulse, they're checking your heart rate. The rate at which your heart is pumping blood. So when you're under severe stress, you notice that the rate at which your heart is working becomes more intensive. The breathing quickens. Your breathing quickens, you begin to breathe at a very, start panting. You see that panting, you're trying to force oxygen down your lungs, but it's not getting to your lungs. So the oxygen is just getting to upper chest, but it's not getting down to the lungs. So that's why the person is breathing at a very fast rate to compensate for that reaction. The muscles tighten. I used to say this, that if you are the kind of person that's always having headache, check whether you used to smile. Check your smiling level. Yes, you might be frowning too much, because when you frown too much, it takes a lot of muscles to frown. Yes, but when you smile, all the muscles are relaxed. So when the muscles are relaxed, it's easy for the body to be more relaxed, and the tightening of the muscles will reduce. Then blood pressure increases, as I explained earlier, that the vessel that carries blood, you understand, from your heart, that pours blood from your heart to other parts of the body, there is something called cholesterol that is depositing on it. So as it's depositing, it's becoming tighter. So it gets to a level where there is no way for blood to flow. Do you know that when that thing closes completely, the person has heart attack? That's the meaning of heart attack. So blood cannot move into the heart. So because blood cannot move into the heart start dying. You know, blood carries oxygen, and any part of the body that lacks oxygen, the part of the body is dead. So once blood cannot enter into the heart, as it's leaving, it cannot enter back. That thing has cholesterol has closed it. The person will have a heart attack. If it closes the vessel taking blood to the brain, the cells of the brain will start dying. The person will have stroke. So that is how important it is. Sweating also increases. Do you know that there are some meals you will receive under AC but you sweat? Yes. For instance, if you get a call now that EFCC is looking for you everywhere, would you sweat? even when you don't know what you did. I remember one of my friend, the boss lost weight in 1 day. 1 day. I saw him in the morning, he was fat. When I saw him in the evening, he was slim. I was just telling my friend, what happened? He said, EFCC has been looking for him since. Just that news of, do you know a governor died because he heard that EFCC wanted to invite him? Do you know the governor? One of the governors in South, former governors. Yes, former governor. Most of us know the person that Jonathan took over from.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, it was a news he heard. He heard that news in the morning, but he slept, he didn't wake up.
So sorry, there's a case also, someone sweating under full chilled AC.
Yes.
They have 3 ACs in the room, not too big, but the person was heavily sweating. And that was the day they took over his appointment. He was to hand over. I was surprised. Why should this man sweat like this? When people enter there, they are always holding their body for cold.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Yes, because when you're under that kind of stress, it's called intensive mental stress. So when you're under that kind of stress, the body metabolism increases. The rate at which the body is burning both fat, sugar, and everything increases. So your body is digesting food at a very fast rate, faster than what it should normally do. You understand? So because of that, the whole process will generate energy that will make your body hot and you start sweating. Yes, so that's how it is. The body becomes dehydrated. Why? The more you sweat, the more you are losing water. So sometimes you notice that your mouth becomes dry. It's because of that. Then blood is diverted away from organs to muscles. That's why when you are under severe stress, some of the organs don't function as it should. Some of the organs are suspended. For instance, if you are under severe stress, your liver might not be able to remove toxins the way it should. So all the toxins will just be in the body rotating and all that. So if you are under severe stress, you might not be able to digest food the way you should. And that is a major problem. Why? Because blood is diverted away from organs to the muscles. As the blood is going to the muscles, the skin, you know, the skin is part of the muscles. The skin becomes very hot because it's getting excess supply of oxygen and energy. So it makes it hot. Why is it supplying blood to the muscles? to enable you overcome what is making you stressed out. For instance, if it's a physical attack, to enable you run away from them. That's why when a dog is chasing you, you can run faster than if you are running on your own normally. You understand? Because adrenaline is rushing and blood is pumping to the skin and to the muscles. The body temperature increases, as we mentioned now, irrespective of your environment. Sex drive becomes very low. You just notice, have you noticed that when you are tired, it's not, you don't have that mind to say, okay, I want to engage in sexual activity, because you are tired. Either you are tired mentally or you are tired physically. Either way, your immune system drops drastically. The problem with HIV is not that the disease is so bad. The problem with HIV is that it is attacking the immune system. You understand? So, because it's a disease that attacks the immune system. Once the immune system is low, it is not HIV that kills. It is things like TB that is everywhere. But if the person with HIV goes in contact with it, it will enter into the system. You understand? So once it enters into the system, it will automatically start attacking the body. By attacking the body, the person goes down. So that's why people that have HIV may have TB. Even ordinary malaria can kill them because the immune system is low. That's exactly what stress does. It brings down the immune system. So once the immune system is low, person keeps going to the hospital. I'm having malaria, I'm having typhoid, because the immune system is low. So what do? You boost the immune system. It is when you are stressed that is the point where you should eat more fruit and vegetables. When you are under severe stress, that is the best time. So we're talking about, we're going to look at psychological and emotional impact of stress. I posted something on Facebook, that's 2-3 days ago, and what did I post? I said mental stress is more dangerous than physical stress. You remember in those days, some children, they would tell their mother, "Mommy, it's better you flog me than tell me this kind of thing and shout on me." Why do children say that? Because the impact of mental and emotional stress is killing. It kills faster than just the beating that they gave you. When we were in secondary school, there are some boys now, actually is beating, they will just put their ball when they flog it, but tell them some words, their life will not remain the same that day. So, and that is the problem with some marriages. There are some marriages that there is no physical violence, but you see emotional and mental violence is part and parcel of the marriage. If you look very well, you see that the woman is dehydrated, the woman is drained, both emotional and physically. Why? Because of the impact of emotional stress. Let me give you another example. The reason why people decide that I'm no longer going to take it, I want to take my life. Why do they do that? Because they sat down and analyzed their life, analyzed what happened, and they discovered that I can't go through this. Not that my body cannot go through it, mentally I cannot go through it. So they decide to end it. If you can take care of emotional stress, if you can take care of emotional stress and psychological stress, your body will begin to respond. Why? Because the body is a slave of the mind. The body is a slave of the mind. So what does it mean? It means that if your mind is strong, if your mind is intact, your body automatically will respond. Your body automatically will follow suit. But your mind needs to be strong. Your mind needs to be able to carry you through. So when I want to do some therapies, I don't just do physical therapy, I do some mental therapy too. Because the truth is this, if you are not able to get the mind to work the way it's supposed to work, the body will not respond. Have you noticed that there are some people that have been treating infection or treating, I remember when I was working in Cedar Crest, in Apo, then they were in Garki that time when I was working there. There's this man that had infection, he did surgery, so the leg, they had to work on the leg. And do you know he treated infection for more than 2 years, go to 3 years. Why? The man has given up. So because the man gave up, anytime he comes to the hospital, people keep encouraging, don't worry, everything will be okay, but mentally he has given up. So because of that, it was difficult for the body to heal. because the mind was not correcting with the body. The mind has disconnected from the body, so healing could not take place. If you want a very fast healing, you need to start the healing in your mind. Anything that your mind cannot conceive, you cannot see it. You understand? Give somebody 10 million or 10 billion, and the person is a taxi driver. Do you know, give the person 2 years. 2 years is even long now. Give the person 1 year, he will come back to that level. He will come back to that level. Why? Because the mind cannot carry 10 million. So, at every stage you want to be in your health, at every stage you want to be in your life, see it first of all in your mind. If you can visualize that place in your mind, your body will take you there. It's not spiritual. That is the way God created the body. There's in psychology, there's a connection between the body and the mind. That's why they call some causes of diseases non-medical causes. You understand? But you know, medicine, orthodox medicine does not recognize it. Not yet. But I'm sure that one day they will recognize it. So when you see a doctor that you're having an issue, what does it do? It gives you a drug. But your problem is not drug. Your problem is you need to get your mind to relax, to relate with your body, and healing will take place. But they'll give you drugs. Even people who have mental stress, they'll give them drugs. That is not it. You understand? So everything about medicine has been turned into drugs, and it's not supposed to be like that. So one of the signs here is anxiety, restlessness, lack of motivation or focus. When you are under severe stress, you lack focus, you lack motivation. That's the reason why some offices, they are not productive, especially government offices, because there's no motivation. There's no motivation. Before you can get 100,000 naira to be able to do a project, you will suffer, especially if they don't like you. If they don't like you, then you know that you are going to experience that. Okay, so feeling overwhelmed, irritability, anger, sadness, depression. You can easily know that someone is depressed if the person is always on his own or her own, or doesn't want to talk. That's why if you are with someone, maybe your husband or your wife, and he's alone, he's not talking to anybody, please find out what the problem is. At least get him to say something. Because the more you talk, the more you release that negative energy. There are sometimes that I'm doing counseling, maybe I'm on phone with someone and the person is depressed. For like a case I had, a lady attempted suicide 3 times. Before the friend called me, her friend called me, that please can you help so and so person? I said, okay, let me call her. I called her. She was going through so much. I just needed her to say her mind. I didn't say, in the first session I didn't say anything. She was just talking. Do you know when she finished talking? She just breaks down and she said, I think I'm okay. Why? Because she has been able to offload that heavy body. That's why I tell men, learn how to offload the body. It's easy for women to offload it, but you see men, they say, be a man, hold it. Don't tell me to be a man. I will be a man and I will not die. So,
men don't cry. Men don't cry.
At all. Yes,
sir. So, a child,
yes,
especially during this ASU strike, you have
Okay.
such a situation.
Yeah.
How do you want to handle it?
Get the child engaged. Do you know this period of ASU? A lot of people are starting businesses. A lot of students are starting making money, starting learning new skills, digital skills. A mind that is idle will go into depression, but a mind that is engaged will never go into depression. You understand? So there are some things that kids can do. Even my son that is 8 years old, I was looking for a way to teach him AI, robotics and all that, because at that level they have a module for it. You understand? But when the kid is not doing anything, just sit at home watching African Magic. Do you know African Magic is depressing? Yes. If you watch it consistently for 5 hours, you will not be happy with yourself. Yes. Because they are feeding you the mind, and what they are feeding you are all negativity. So it will force, yes, it will stress you the more than when you are engaged. During our own ASUU strike, we didn't have, the world was not this developed like this.
Yes.
You understand? We're just at home going to farm.
I'm telling you.
These people, they do a lot online.
Yes.
To do their marketing.
Yes.
Some of them, that internal sadness is still there, especially those on final year.
Yeah.
And like the case I'm having is just one paper, one exam that is only that student, but she's so, I noticed she's depressed, and she said she wants to just go back to school. Still at the school environment, we refuse, and it becomes a problem. So
that one is just for you to talk to her actually. Yes, because just tell her to slow down, because she's a
makeup artist, she's a model, but the staying out of the school environment, not finishing that paper in the night, she will be crying.
No, she shouldn't. She shouldn't.
Mind is already said.
Yes,
That should have
yes.
been done by now.
Yes.
So that's what you know is.
You need to speak with her. She's don't set a target for yourself that will stress you. You understand? There are some targets to set for herself. For instance, I wanted to graduate at a very, very young age. When I mean very young, let's say 21, 22. But do you know, we had ASUU strike for 2 years. Our department, they closed it down for 1 year. I graduated at the end of 7 years.
For 4 years course.
For 5 years course. After graduation, I went for 1 year internship. After internship, and I went for service. By the time I was going for a service, I was already a man. You understand? So sometimes you set target for yourself, but you need to be lenient with yourself. You need to forgive yourself if you don't meet that target. Because the truth is that after she graduates, that's where the stress will start to. Let her calm down and let her just be calming down now.
Yes,
sir.
As a question,
Okay.
You really doing so much.
Thank you, sir.
It's very good being here. Just what I want to ask, maybe a few things you might say, I can also pick something from it. Okay, what if it's not really about personal issues now? It's about Nigeria. What if you are someone who feels very passionate about your country?
Yeah.
You know, you have a vision of where your country should be, and you're so passionate about it, and you know we deserve much better.
Yeah.
But then it's as if everything is beyond your control. Nothing seems to be improving over 61 years. Instead getting worse. So how do you cope? Because somebody like me sometimes is something I bother a lot about. You know, I just want to a few things you might say. Maybe I can pick something from it.
Okay, so there are some stress you can control. There are others you cannot control. The ones that are beyond your control, you need to develop a mechanism to withstand the impact of stress on your body. You understand? The ones you can control, you can easily influence it. I can understand the anger in the youth that makes them to insult. You know, yesterday it was Pastor Boju. You understand? They didn't care whether I was a man of God or and all that. You understand? I can understand their anger. It's exactly what you are saying now. That a country that is 61 years, they've not been able to achieve anything tangible. You understand? I traveled to Cameroon. Do you know, once they see that Nigerian passport come here, even in Africa, I was so angry. See Nigeria, see Cameroon. I can meet on a normal day, a state in Nigeria is more than Cameroon. Once I was traveling from Yaoundé to Douala. Once we came there, because at the border you need to show your passport. Immediately saw my green passport. Stay here, my brother, stay here. They attended to everybody before they now came to me. Why? They wanted to collect money from me. And they collected 5,000 CFAs from me. Yes. Just for having that green passport.
And I guess you were stressed that moment.
Yeah, of course! Financial stress. Emotional stress. Everywhere you go to, Nigerians are treated differently. Everywhere you go to. I'm telling you. So what will you do? You're already in Nigeria. So I happily relate with them. I know they are treating me differently, but I don't see it as, I don't use the negative eye to see it. It's even a more reason why I should interact with them. So I will interact with them. How is the country? How is the world going? When they see they're even very friendly and all that, we'll just let you go. So like the case you are talking about the country now, don't allow it to affect your health. Because if it affects your health and you are no more, Nigeria will continue. And you will not be here to see when it gets to Jerusalem or when it gets to Canaan land. You understand? So in as much as we are passionate, we need to control how it's affecting us. You see, sometimes I'm going through social media, Twitter. My wife used to complain that I'm always on Twitter. That's because I want to know what's going on. Sometimes by the time I'm done with reading Twitter, my life will not remain the same again. I become so stressed out. So what do? I just close the phone. Or I just go out and watch skits, comedy skits, and laugh a little bit and relax. You understand? Because the stress is too much. Why do you think that at any point in time, at every point in time, our president zooms off, either to UK or to France? Why do you think? How's it going? He's avoiding the stress. He's running away.
From the reality.
Yes.
Is that the best?
It's not the best, but he's alive. He's not dead yet. He's alive. He's keeping him alive. Yeah. Because that's the truth. Yes, because that's the truth. The truth is that you need to be alive to be able to see the country even doing well. So you need to protect yourself. You need to protect. That's why some of the way with which these people are going is even becoming dangerous. You understand? Because it's becoming physical, becoming violent, and that is a major problem.
Yeah, can I ask something?
Yes.
Sometimes following the questions that you brought up, it would appear that in as much as we have everything around us causing us stress, but we seem to be tougher than, for instance, an average citizen from the Western world.
Yeah.
Our resilience to stress is better. They kind of feel that we will probably go through, maybe just give us headache and move on.
Yeah.
Somebody from the Western world will want to commit suicide because of it. So in a way, is it not helping to build us up?
Okay, well that's a very
We've not seen better days.
Yes.
Why they will give up is that they are used to good life.
Yeah.
They are used to it.
Yeah.
So at the slightest provocation, they go extra mile. But we have not seen good life.
Yeah. An average Nigerian is not expecting anything to change.
I'm telling you.
So when we vote,
toughened.
yes, when we vote, it's affecting us. It's mental abuse. I'm telling you, it's mental abuse.
And we know God, that's another thing.
And sorry, that's even helping us.
Yes.
Because many of us are very spiritual. Yes, spiritual, religious. There's hope, there's future. The future is brighter. God day, exactly. Since children's class, in children's Sunday school, I've been telling us there's a future, there's a hope. I've entered the men's department now. I've lost in the hope. You understand? So that's the major problem. But in a way, it's good. In a way, it's bad. When I say it's good, is that if you now go to a place where things are working, yes, you tend to be more productive. For instance, when I went to Ghana, an average Ghanaian is a lazy business person. I'm sorry to say yes. If there's a Ghanaian shop and there's a Nigerian shop, you will see crowd in the Nigerian shop, but you won't see anybody in the Ghanaian shop. Why? They will tell you this thing is 5 cedis. And you say, okay, give me 4.5 now. You say, no, 5 cedis. If you're not buying, go. But you see Nigerian guys, come. How go take do am now? Okay, 4.5. Okay, take am. You understand? So we sell things cheaper. I wanted to take a taxi. Do you know the guy was pricing for 30? He said 30 cedis. And I was pricing for 25. He just zoomed off. Had to wait until after. My friend that was on in Nigeria said, "Don't you see these people? Don't mind them. That's how they do."
They're angry with the evil.
Yes. I went in Yaoundé. In Yaoundé there is a place they sell spare parts. My brother, if you go there and say Igbo Kwenu, you will see. And you know these guys are speaking French. You will think that, yeah, they are so fluent with French, you think they are Cameroonians, but they are Nigerians. You understand? So that negativity, that thing is what gives us extra power, but it's not that good. The reason why it's like that is because they didn't teach us mental toughness without putting us through with situations that often so. You can teach it in school. That be perseverance, persevere, don't give up, whatever you are doing in life, but don't put them through it. You understand? Don't put them through it. So it is the experience that kills people. Go to National Hospital, you will see crowd there, and there is no space. No space. I remember one time I sent someone to the Nnamdi Azikiwe Teaching Hospital. I had to start calling the MD to create a space for somebody that had accident and was almost dying. And you know, before the MD could do everything, it was the next day that they wanted to create it. They had to discharge somebody to put him. He died in the night. Yes. So what mental toughness has that given that guy? He has killed him. So let's move on.
Like they almost killed me there.
Yes, in National Hospital. Yes, he told me a story about what happened to him in National Hospital. Somebody collapsed and everybody's walking away. I said, yes, in the hospital. And the nurses was not even waited for him until he got up by himself. Yes, in National Hospital. Do you know that a lot of people don't like going to that National Hospital?
Yes.
I'm telling you.
People don't go there with their eyes open.
Exactly.
Most people that rush there is that their eyes are closed and they were rushed to there. But with their eyes open,
that's National Hospital in Abuja.
Yes.
It's supposed to be the best.
The best supposed to be the best.
At least in this town, in this city, or in this state.
I bet it's a long time. Okay, when finish, I will say my own.
It's a long time. Why you know? When I narrated the incident to him, to her, she just look at it. I won't come there again. And since then, it's very, very painful and very bitter. National Hospital. Everybody has its own.
So I know it's too bad. I will just appeal to you and as an elder and people of the age right now to support us young people to help to give birth to a new Nigeria country. It is possible. This is too much. We need to change the way we are going. That's all I'm saying.
So yes, and I also say this, that try not to get to a point where you have to go to the hospital. If you have been to the hospital before, the stress you will go through. If you went there with malaria, you come out with typhoid and other diseases. Why? The system is not working as it should. It's not working. So why not take your health seriously and do things? Some people, I'll be telling them about the need to invest in their health, the need to buy fruit and vegetables. It's as if I'm forcing them. It's as if I'm forcing them. Somebody will tell you that, why do I need fruits? Why do I need vegetables? I believe all this trade. Once money enter my pocket, I go there okay. It's not. There's some people that have money, but they don't have health.
So there's another challenge we have about these fruits. For example, the apple.
Yes.
Some of them are, we don't even trust where they're coming from. Sometimes you buy apple today, tomorrow you see some. You can't stay more than 2 days. If at all it will stay, start getting rotten. Sometimes I do think if this thing gets to my body and I didn't get rid of it within a day, that's how it will get back into my body.
Yes, that should not stop you from taking fruits. The worst fruit is better than the best junk. Yes. The body has a way of taking what it needs and discarding what it doesn't need. That's the truth. So with all the fruit you have been taking, that whether appears good or not, it's still doing the work in the body. People are still looking fresh. You understand? So that means the body has a way of removing the toxins that the whatever fertilizer or manure, whatever it is, and detoxifying it, then taking what it needs. But you can't do without fruits and vegetables. So let's move on because of our time.
So let me take you back a little. There's a place you say oversleeping.
Yes.
Oversleeping.
Yes.
How does it cause stress? Because I know one can be sleeping and yet you are not resting.
Yes. Okay, so oversleeping means that there are some people that when they are under stress, they begin to doze off they become dizzy. You understand? So dizziness means that at any point in time they start dozing off. So that's what it means. And there are some people that don't sleep at all. But that sleep when you're under stress is not how will I put it now? It's not a restful sleep. It's not a restful sleep. It's the kind of sleep that you even wake up more stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. You understand? So that's the way that kind of sleep is. So, but when it's not, it has nothing to do with stress. It's more restful. So that's why I tell people, before you sleep, make sure your mind is at rest before you can even say I want to sleep.
So
yes.
The last point there.
Okay.
Exercising less
often, yes. Those are the impacts. So when you're under stress, you don't want to take a walk. Maybe if you're someone that's always doing exercise in the morning, the day that the stress is so much, you just relax. You wouldn't want to walk because there's no motivation to do the work. So let's move on. Some of the causes of stress, I know we know many of them: standing for long hours, sitting for long hours, conflict in the workplace. If you are working in an office where there's always trouble, forget it. Everybody there will be under stress. An office where once the boss enters, like everyone start running enter skater. There's no peace in the office. It will give you stress. Money problems, financial issues, debt, work overload, long unpredictable working hours. Like some of the trainings I do, I tell people if you don't have closing time, your stress level will be high. Because if you tell your brain that I'm going to close by 4 p.m., your brain has already programmed your energy to carry you between 8 and 4. But if you now have closing times, 10 o'clock you are there, 9 o'clock you are there, at that point the brain has shut down and it will give you so much stress. Then there's what is called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is when what you are doing does not relate with your belief. For instance, I know that this is not my own. If I take it, it's stealing, but I still take it. And after taking it, my conscience will not be judging me that thing you took is not your own. You're not supposed to take it. You understand? A typical example is a doctor that smokes. Doctor knows that cigarette is dangerous to health. In fact, I was reading yesterday, they said that they've increased cigarette tax by 30%. But has he stopped smoking? I was also reading that they want to increase tax for mineral, soft drinks. Yes, that maybe if they increase it, people will not have diabetes again. I say it's a lie. Yes, I say if you like increase the price to 1,000 naira per one. You see those ones that used to drink Coke, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, they will still take it. That's it. Because of what? It's an addiction. Cigarette company is not marketing again. Have you heard of any Benson and Hedges advert on TV? But they still sell. They still sell. They still sell. So who are they selling to? People who don't want to live long. They want to live long, but they don't have it. So that's cognitive dissonance. Because the person smoking knows that a cigarette is bad. You understand? If you want to preach to him, they say, my brother, I know say this thing bad, but I know if you stop her. That's cognitive dissonance. So domestic stress and work-life balance. There should be a difference between your professional life and your private life. You understand? Don't take work to the house. Don't take house to the work. Don't mix the two up. For instance, if you're having an issue in the office, don't transfer the aggression to your children or to your wife. Once you enter into your house, drop the office. I remember I was doing a training in Jos and the commissioner of health was there. He was telling me that was the last time he was going to do that. He used to carry file to his house and would be treating file on the bed. So the wife will be calling him. He said, wait, let me finish this treatment of file. Do you know that if he collapses there, they will carry those files and give to another person and the work continues? So what are you doing? What are you doing? Unconducive work environment, diseases, poor work design and structure. If your office if your organization is not structured, everybody will be under stress because nobody will know what to do. So this picture shows the impact of stress on workers. These are workers, this is work. So once they come to work in the morning, they climb the window. and the work will be charging on them, charging. So after 35 years, they will now come down. Do you know when they come down, they will start dying? Because for 35 years, they were hanging on the window. For 35 years. Some people have not gone on leave for 35 years. And so I'm talking about private business owners. Because if you leave the business, you think it will collapse. So you have not gone on leave. You need to take out time.
The work is charging them.
Yes. To make sure that they are hanging. You can see that everybody is looking at the work. And the work is keeping them on their toes. This is a very powerful picture. And this is another one. You see, money made this dog to dive. And he didn't consider where he was going to land. Yes. Sometimes we don't look before we jump. They want to make you commissioner. Or you want to become, okay, let me give you the example we all know now. You want to become president and you resign as a minister. And you know that presidency they won't give you. Have you not lost in the two places? You understand? So you just jumped and you now landed into political oblivion. You understand? So before you jump, you must consider where you are going to land. Are you going to land on a soft ground? If you land, how are you going to cope? Will you be able to cope very well? Will you be able to recover at a very fast rate? And like I used to say, you see this dog landed in Calabar. Yes. My house is on Calabar. So okay, so you need to build capacity to cope with stress. These two dogs enter the same mode, the same experience in life. But you know, their responses are different. Their responses, if you have this big dog, it was nothing because he was just on the legs. But you see this puppy, he almost drowned. He almost died. Why? Because their mental capacity, their capacity to cope is different. There are some situations that I can pass through and it's nothing to me, but someone else will be passing through it and we almost want to die. Like what happened to me one time when I wanted to start up a business and I borrowed money to start up a lab first. I wanted to be running the lab while doing my stress management. And because I was not there, the thing collapsed. The person that I put there could not manage it well. So I had to sell off things and refund the person the money. I could not refund the money, so they're giving me stress. So I was teaching stress, but I was under stress. I remember when I went to do training for Maitama General Hospital. The MD now looked at me and said, please, who is going to train us? I said, it's me. He said, are you like this? I said, man, don't worry. Look at my face, the shell of saying that was the heat, the middle of the crisis. But work still had to go on. You understand? So I was still doing my show, I didn't mind. So one time I went to meet one of my friends in IBI Center. He works there. So in Wuse, and I was not telling him that I'm going through so much stress. He said, what happened? And I explained to him, I'm owing almost $1 million and I don't even know how to pay it. And I said, man, do you know how much I'm owing? I said, no, sir. He said, I'm owing 90 million. And in fact, EFCC invited me last week. Yes. Do you know when I had 90 million, my 1 million just disappeared? Because I felt happy. Yes, it's awesome. I remember I was doing a training for Dr. Linus in Linus Okori in Lagos. Yes. So there were some EFCC staff there, and they part of training. So when I was mentioning issue about coping, one of them now told us a story that two people were in the same prison, EFCC prison. One person stole 15 million. The other person stole 150 billion. Yes. The one that stole 15 million was crying throughout the night. That Mona help me, I never come to prison before. Mona help me. The one that stole 150 billion now was so quiet. He now called me and my brother, come. Okay. He said, how much did you steal? He said only 15 million. And I said, okay, don't worry. He sent a message to his office that his secretary should bring 15 million.
Jesus.
Yes. He said, my brother, just go, you are disturbing us. Just in this this Nigeria. In this Nigeria.
50 or 15 million.
15 million.
No. I say he sent for how much?
15 million. That same amount the person was
and gave him actually.
And gave him. I said, go and pay off your debt.
And he
I stopped disturbing us. I'm telling you, so the mental capacity of the guy that has 150 billion and the one with 15 million, they are not the same. For you to be able to steal not 1 billion, 150, you must have high mental capacity to conquer stress. It's not normal.
It's not normal. The guy.
So let's move on. Okay, so a connection between food and workplace stress. The body is made up of some cells, and there are about 73 trillion that work together to make us happy, to keep us alive, to keep us healthy. And every minute, 300 million cells die and must be replaced. That's why sometimes on your skin you see dead cells. Yes. There's no time you will bathe and you will use white handkerchief to rub. You will not see death. Those are dead cells. So every minute cells are dying, and once they die in the body, they come towards the skin. Yes, because they need to flush them out because of sweating and all that. So I must be replaced. But what material do they use in replacing those things? Is the food you are eating. You understand? Yes, it's the food that makes up the cells. So as the cell want to generate a new one or to divide into two, is the nutrient you provided it that it will use. Let me give you a typical example. Every cell is made up of lipid, fat. Every cell. So that fat is either saturated or unsaturated. If it is unsaturated, it means it's gotten from plants. You understand, like your coconut oil, your avocado oil, your olive oil. You know that's what people use now. Groundnut oil. Those ones are gotten from plants. So they are unsaturated. They are unsaturated means that there is still space for things to pass through. So if you check the structure, there is no attachment. So they are not saturated. They are not saturated with anything. That's why it's called unsaturated. So nutrients can go through those fats into the cell. But you see plants, animal fats, like tozo, you know tozo in meat. If you want to buy so you say, give me the tozo. Remember usually buy it. Very sweet. And you see all these animal fats and all that, or animal oil that they sell in the market. Those ones will block the cells because they are saturated already. So nutrients will not be able to penetrate into the cells.
What makes them saturated?
They're saturated because that's their structure. Yes, that's their structure. That's the way God created the structure. So it's already saturated. That's why people tell you to avoid plants, animal fats. Everybody will tell you that, animal fat, except the one from fish. Because the one from fish is omega-3.
Yeah.
That's an omega-3 is opposite of that of cow meat or any other type of meat.
Can I ask a question, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
So how about oil that, how do I explain it, that goes to sleep after some time?
Yes.
Whether it's red oil, it's stayed for quite some time, and then
Congeals.
congeals. So at that point, what is it? Does it become unsaturated?
Yes, you know sometimes oil can go rancid. Rancid means it can spoil, especially your palm oil. You understand? So at the point where it starts sleeping, taste it. Most likely to be acidic. It will be tasting spoiled in your mouth.
So when it starts doing that, it's not as
it's not fit for consumption.
Okay.
That is what they use in making soap. You know, some people sell the palm oil for soap to people to eat. Yes.
At that stage, it's for
soap. Yes. That is what Malaysia is using to survive now. They produce palm oil for soap, for cream. You understand? Yes. So people in Nigeria cannot differentiate the one that is supposed to be for soap than the one that's supposed to eat. They are two different. So by the time he's sleeping, check it very well.
But it's from the same product.
It's from the same product, but one was allowed to ferment, and yes, I started decaying. But the other one was properly cooked, so air could not enter.
So
It's still fresh, yes. So it's in the storage. That's where the issues are. Okay, so let's go on. living food and dead food are the two types of food. Why do I call it living food? Because the food is alive and well. You understand? It's still alive. So it means if I plant it to germinate, it's still alive. Dead food means that the food is totally dead. And it's not, let me give you an example. Cooked food. All cooked food are dead food. Except the ones that you just put the leaf and after 30 seconds you remove it. You know, it's still alive. You can, like if you go to some restaurants, they don't cook and leave. You place your order, they make it fresh, yes. And by the time you are eating it, the leaf is still fresh. So at that point you are eating it, it's living. It's fresh, it's living. But you see the one that you overcook, the one that is canned, the one that is processed, ultra processed, they are all dead food. Like your semo is ultra processed. Yes, so it's dead food. But it should not be consumed every time though. There should be other mixtures. Although I'm trying to work on that, but there should be healthy mixtures like your alright plantain. Those are healthy options.
As semo.
Semo, yes. Alright plantain. So yes.
But of course,
What of oats?
Yeah, white oats.
well, dead foods, I mean, they're still quite nutritious. Since most of the food,
I'm not saying people should not eat
dry
food though. Mind me. Let me explain this. Let me explain. Even in the dead food, there are some that are very dead, and there are some that are yes. Okay, let me give you an instance. Do you know that there's can stew and can egusi?
Yes.
If you go to shop and you see can,
Yes.
they cook egusi and can it. Do you know the amount of chemicals they would have put inside to preserve it? Amount of sodium they would have put inside to preserve it. You understand? So it's even from the dead food that you cook in your house. So I'm not saying people should not eat dead food, but select the dead food you eat. For instance, something like a soft drink. Yes, something like a soft drink. Yes, I remember that training I did for Mr. Hassan, one of the trainings that he attended. There was soft drink everywhere, but you know after the training, nobody touched it. Yes, because soft drink, call it Coke, call it Fanta, call it anything. Once it's soft drink, once you open it and it does that, it's dangerous. So what does it do? It's acidic. If you put a soft drink in a cup and drop any insect, it will die instantly because the acidity is so bad, it's so much. So when you drink it into your body, the normal pH of the blood should be 7.4. You understand? A little bit alkaline. When you drink something that is acidic into the body, it will now force the pH of the blood to be acidic. And once the pH of the blood is acidic, cancer can thrive, bacteria can grow, the person can start having cancer. Yes, because the pH is acidic. So that's why when we do fruit fasting, what are we doing? We are neutralizing the pH, the acidity of the blood. So because when you take fruit, a lot of fruits are alkaline, a lot. So when we do fruit fasting of 2 days, 1 day, 3 days, one neutralizing, I discover that your urine starts smelling. Yes, because the body is trying to purge itself. So let's move on.
So let me ask, what of in case of dry fish?
Yeah.
Like all these dry fish we buy from
Smoked fish.
can be properly dried. Is it also good?
Yeah, nothing wrong.
No.
When I say something is dead, doesn't mean it doesn't have any nutrients. Yeah, it doesn't mean that. What you are saying in essence is that let living food be part of what you are eating. For instance, if you are eating rice, why not get cucumber? Why not get cabbage and just put fruit salad by the side? And as you eat rice.
When I visit my fast food, we sell
living food.
So let it be part of what you are eating. But there are some people from year to year, there's no fruit and vegetable in whatever they are eating, and that is where it's bad.
But just sorry to draw you back. This like this thing you said. I know somebody who really hardly eats fruits or
Okay.
vegetables.
Okay.
It's just stuck on because she said that's what her system takes.
Yeah.
She has an ulcer patient. Whenever she takes those things, it's like they hurt her, stomach. So she takes more, just swallow, which is usually semo or curry, and rice.
Okay.
Put vegetable in her rice, she wouldn't like it. That's her regular meal. She can like take it 3 times a day, 7 times a week.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't.
system. And that system is okay.
No, you know the thing is this. She's not doing the right thing. She might appear okay, but she's not doing the right thing. So the truth is this. There are some fruits that are acidic. Things like orange, lemon, pineapple, watermelon.
Oh, watermelon?
Yes, ginger, garlic. Those are acids. You understand? In a normal person that doesn't have ulcer, it's not a problem because the body pH can overcome it and take the nutrients. But for someone who has ulcer, it's a problem. So what do I advise? Although we'll still talk about natural remedies for ulcer, but what do I advise? You should go for vegetables. Cucumber will not hurt her. Yes, it's cool. Cabbage will not hurt her because it's cool. It's alkaline. It's not acidic. And those are the things that will help that thing to heal. With the kind of life she's living, the ulcer will never heal. Even if she's on medication, it will not heal. She will just keep maintaining it. So let's move on. So this is our balanced diet, but there's nothing balanced about this diet.
Sometimes.
Yes, because of the quantity. The body doesn't need this much food. Doesn't need it.
And the oil
Is that akpu?
And you can see ladies, yeah, that's akpu now. That's this one is semo. And you see ladies are not exempted. Yes. There's some ladies that they will eat and you will not see it in their stomach. The stomach will still be flat.
Yeah.
Those are very dangerous women.
Ah.
So more like poison, that's what they are eating. And after eating they use small starch to
wash it down.
But this is how fruits should be. That's a fruit salad. If you are making fruits part of your meal, your skin will begin to gloss. You don't need all this expensive cream and all that. Just have that habit of taking fruit. And I know any friend that told me that he took watermelon for I think a day or two. He noticed that even if he doesn't rub cream, the skin will produce enough oil to take care of it. And it was fresh. So let's move on. This is very important for women because from the kitchen department, things are coming out. And the things that are coming out from the kitchen can be poison. And poison the whole family. So there's what is called monosodium glutamate. It's found in all seasoning. If you check your Maggi, your Knorr, your all of them, you will see MSG there. It's written on it. They are not hiding it. So this MSG has impact on the brain, causes obesity, causes diabetes. Do you know the one they call white Maggi? That one is concentrated MSG. If it's written on the body, it's only MSG.
Very sweet.
They're very sweet. And in the advert they were telling you it's from sugar cane. Sugar cane has no business there. Yes. In fact, that white Maggi, if you put it on a cloth to bleach it, yes, if you pour it in water and pour it in a cloth to bleach it out, and you are consuming it. So BHA is butylated hydroanisole. It's found in processed foods, your cosmetics, and it's harmful to the body. It causes hormonal imbalance. That's why many of the women that have hormonal imbalance is from the cream they rubbed. So cream, yes, on the skin, and it should penetrate into the body and start causing hormonal imbalance. In some cases, cancer of the breast for some women. So sodium nitrate is found in processed meats. In fact, if you go to any fast food joint or any big mall, you know they used to put meat in a showcase. Yes. The meat may be red, but it's not fresh. Because if you dissolve sodium nitrate and pour it on meat, it will turn red. Even if the meat is dying and getting rotten, it will turn red. And it will appear fresh. But it's not fresh. Yes. So you check.
It's like coloring.
Yes. like if you check like all this corned beef and all that, you will see the fish appears okay, but it's not okay. It's sodium nitrate that they put it inside, and it causes cancer of the colon and other diseases. Then there's what they call aspartame. In fact, they are started campaigning against the use of aspartame. Aspartame is found in many of these sweeteners.
Energy drink.
Even energy drink, yes, you see aspartame written on it. Sweetener is a sweetener like saccharin. Many of us are saccharin. So that is aspartame. And aspartame is put inside zobo, is put inside some of these drinks. Yes, they put in zobo. Yes.
Sometimes they use it to boil this corn, fresh corn.
Fresh corn, exactly, to make it sweet.
To make it sweet.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fresh from the farm.
And it's
Very
sweet.
and
And it's aspartame. So, and it's very dangerous because they use methanol, phenylalanine, and aspartic acid. If you are a science student, you know that methanol is part of what they use in embalming corpse in the mortuary. Yes, and it's part of what they are feeding us with. There's one that is called sunset yellow. You see that drink from that has taste of orange. Any drink that has taste of orange is sunset yellow. It's sunset yellow that gives it that color. Yes. So sodium benzoate is also there. Benzene is very carcinogenic. So this is a salt of benzene when you add sodium to it, and it's carcinogenic. And if you check most of these soft drinks, like I don't want to mention it because of Facebook stuff. So, but if you check some of them, you will see sodium benzoate, and they will tell you the quantity that is there. You will see sunset yellow, they will tell you quantity that is there. You understand? You see aspartame, they will tell you the quantity that is there, and you are drinking it. I was asking somebody, which fruit do they use in making all this soft drink? It's not a fruit, but in the advert they associate with fruits.
But there are some that say that are pure natural.
Nothing is pure.
None.
Nothing is
But the one
pure.
right 100%.
Yeah, 100% natural.
Orange.
Do you know?
Is that it now?
Yes.
Even if they remove nice, but they will say 100%.
Do you know that although in preservation, there's what is called pasteurization. Pasteurization is slightly heating a liquid to preserve it. So when you slightly heat it and you cook it, it will be preserved.
Okay.
You understand? So that is why most of them write 100% natural. They've pasteurized it. But my question is, in the process of heating it, the enzymes and the amino acid, are they still intact?
Of the juices.
Or the juices?
But I think they didn't add all these things.
No, they might not add. But there are some. There's someone that sued one of these companies in US. What happened? He took the drink to the lab, his own lab, and did an analysis and discovered that they added things to it. And he sued them. So
in America.
yes. so he sued them, and the judge now said that they should write that they added preservative. They should put it there.
Available to the public.
Yes. Do you know the one they call zero free sugar Coke diet or something? It's even more dangerous than the other one. I'm telling you. Let's leave all these pharmaceutical companies and food industry.
I have a question.
Yes.
Most of the manufacturers of these products, sometimes they stick all these chemicals, the products, all these items that are dangerous to the body.
It's on the bottle.
On the bottle or
yes.
the packet.
Yes.
But, like our problem, we don't often take time to read through it. So my question is, what is the role of all these regulatory bodies, NAFDAC and these things, and they still approve all these things? You understand what I mean?
Do you know this thing?
Yeah.
It's political. It's political. Let me tell you the truth. It's political.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And they still allow these things to go.
For instance, if you check any supplement, yes. They will tell you that it is not yet FDA approved.
Yes,
and yet they allow it.
But soft drink is FDA approved. The chemicals they sell in all those canned products, they are all NAFDAC approved. But take a health product, a supplement, a juice, or something that can help people, to them, they will not approve it.
Why?
The reason is the pharmaceutical industry, the big pharmaceutical industry, the food industry are after profits.
Yes, that's it.
They are not after your health. They are after profits. Okay, let me give you an example. Do you know that there is a drug they produce? It's a tree in Australia. It's called bloodroot berry. Some small pharmaceutical company saw it and decided to try whether it has anti-cancer properties. I don't know. Somebody said we have it around here, but it's not too common. So, if you Google it, you see it. They did a research. They extracted the juice. They named the juice EBC46. That's the name of the juice. So they extracted it and injected it directly to someone that had cancer. In 48 hours, cancer dissolved. Yes, they interviewed the lady. They showed before and after she had cancer of the skin. They injected it directly on the cancer. And she said within 24 hours that the pain stopped. And within 48 hours, her skin restored to normal level. But do you know why they fought that thing? Number one, they could not patent it. You can't patent a fruit that is everywhere. Patent means you need to register it. You can't that belongs to you. You can't claim ownership of a tree that is everywhere in the world. That's why they killed it. And if you can't patent it, you can't make money from it. So because they could not make money, do you know there are a lot of discoveries that they can't make money from, and they have died. They have died. Yet they are pumping money into cancer research. Millions and billions of naira into cancer research, but you have not been able to find a cure. I've been asking this question even when I was doing a training for medical professionals, professors in UCH. I did a training for doctors, professors, and I was asking this question: that why is it that hypertension doesn't have a cure? Why is it that ulcer doesn't have a cure? Why is it that diabetes doesn't have a cure? Arthritis doesn't have a cure. Malaria doesn't have a cure. I can list 20 diseases that doesn't have a cure. Why? Because the more you buy it, the more the company is making money. If it has a cure and you just buy it once and you are cured, will you buy it again? No. There are some people that they are on BP drugs for life. You see any pharmaceutical company that can produce BP drug has made it for life. Because people must buy every time. Why did they do it like that? So that you keep buying. Is it that they cannot find a solution to it? In natural medicine, people are getting solution for BP. People are getting solution for diabetes, for ulcer. When you go to the hospital, they just give you omeprazole. What is that one they used to give again? Antacid. You understand? If the omeprazole is not working, when they change it for you, labeprazole, and you are taking it, and no solution. It's for life until your body now decides to heal itself. So that is the problem we have. It's not as if there is no solution. They don't want the solution. It's just like the problem of Nigeria. It's not that they don't know how to solve the problem of Nigeria.
They know.
Just one president can put a machinery in place to solve the problem of Nigeria. But if you solve the problem of Nigeria, they will not be making money. I remember when I was working in I was serving in one of the ministries. When I entered the clinic, there's what is called patient number. So giving patient number helps you to track the amount of patients that came into your clinic. You understand? And when you give patient number, it will be difficult for any staff to corner the patient and collect money. But I entered the system, there was no patient number. So doctors were collecting patients, lab scientists were collecting patient sample and going to run elsewhere and all that. I said, when I came here, I said, no, this thing must stop. We must create a system where you must give patient number. Do you know the MD called me to his office and told me that you're just a bloody copper. I am a level 17 officer. You can't come here and tell me what to do. And that's how that thing died. Somebody now come in and say, it's an Ibiraman, and what did they call it? That they are diabolical, they are wicked. I don't know how true that is, but don't try them. That's what they told me. I said, do you know where I came from? Our own used to fly in the afternoon.
That's something. That's why you were saying about you were talking about young people. You talked about Obi.
Yes.
The the same program.
Yeah.
So it is all of us if we are ready to change.
Exactly.
That is when the president can come and Nigeria will change.
We change.
Because if
when
he
the
comes
people are willing.
and we are not willing to change,
Yeah.
it's a lie.
Yeah.
It just a small story has told us.
Yeah.
It has captured the essence of this
That is
country.
it too.
Everywhere you go, you want to make a change, they will fight you.
Fighting.
They will
Exactly.
They
fight
bring
you
you
to
down.
stand.
Exactly.
You're right, sir. You're right. But we need somebody at the top who is ready to lead change. Someone has to
And
lead
let
change.
and let others
So
follow.
everybody cannot decide at the same time that we all want to change.
Yes.
But somebody, a catalyst, has to lead change
Yes.
and be serious about it. Then others will begin to learn.
Okay, so let's quickly round up this session so that I can take our tea break and come back for the
So
second
please,
session.
these things you listed,
Yes.
seeing beans for some people,
No,
how
that's
does
not
it?
Yeah, some people once they eat beans, they start purging.
Yes.
Yes, they start having heartburn. So for them, their system has already rejected beans. Any food you eat and you have constipation, that means your system is rejecting it. But what do we do? Because there's no money now, I will still keep eating it. Like me, if I eat wheat, I have heartburn, I have constipation. Even if I eat small wheat, you understand? If I eat pounded yam, depending on the yam dough, I start purging. Yes. So it means my body is rejecting it. So if you are having a food that your body is rejecting like that, what do? You stop taking it. Because it's already causing a problem for you.
How do you know fake honey?
Fake honey. So to identify fake honey, the main way to identify it, if you pour it on something and light it, it will catch fire.
Which
one catches
fire?
The original one
Okay, the
catches
original
fire.
one catches fire, but fake will not catch fire.
Not catch fire.
If you are in a place where you can't easily do it, you touching
Like-
water on it,
Yes.
it will not be sticky.
It will not be sticky.
Just
Yes.
wash up
The original
naturally.
one.
Yes.
Yes.
The original one doesn't mix with water.
Mm.
It's separated.
Separated.
Yes. So
Sorry, said food that aggravates stress.
aggravate stress. Yes. There's some food that even when you are relaxing, you are retired, you don't have any problem in life, but you are still undergoing stress. It's because of the food you are eating. So the first one is
Okay.
yes, caffeinated coffee. Caffeine is a little bit medicinal, but more dangerous than medicinal. Why? Because it stimulates the brain. That's why it's called stimulant. So it's making the brain active even when you are resting. You understand? It keeps the brain active. So sometimes you start having serious headache just because of caffeine. I know a client that said that anytime she takes caffeine, headache throughout that day.
But if you do
When you be active.
for you to be active.
Yes. If you take it for you to be active, don't be
Yeah.
addicted to it. You understand? Because the day you don't take it, you won't be active. So that's the problem.
Like students, they don't have choice.
Anytime I take coffee when I was a student, the exam will be useless to me. Oh, the same thing with cola. Same thing with cola.
Can't be able to read.
Yes, yes. You'll be able to sleep. You'll be able to read.
taking cola. Sometimes you never sleep.
Exactly.
No, even it.
So we mentioned saturated fats, and we know that processed food. We mentioned that white rice.
Sorry
You know
to
there's
take you
brown-
back. That coffee, there's what they call alkaline. Is that one also?
Alkaline or decaffeinated. Yes, you can take decaffeinated coffee. So there's even green coffee.
Yeah.
Yes, those ones are okay. Fast food, we all know that. Let's move on. Okay, so let's go into stress management. So I'm concluding now. You notice that this is my son name. I was one that developed it. So I have to name it before someone will steal it. Starts with stressors. What are stressors? School fees, house rent, the problem of Nigeria. They are all stressors.
Finance.
Yes, finance. It leads to stress. From stress, it goes to diseases. So from disease, one or two people can die. And those people, if they are the breadwinner or they are very close to some people, those ones, it will because they are stressors. Because there are some families, one person died, the family just goes into automatical stress. So it's a stressor. The death is a stressor, and the cycle continues. But what is my job as a stress manager is to bring a control, so that even when you are under stress, it won't go into disease. You can't remove stress. Hope you know that. You can't avoid stress. In fact, God created a body to withstand stress. But it is now when you don't know how to manage it. That's why it's called stress management, not stress eradication. If you don't know how to manage it, that's when it goes into disease. So that's what is called the ABC strategy. A, awareness, B, balance, C, control. Awareness, you must know what is causing you stress. There are sometimes that you are not feeling yourself. Your mind is not there. You now remember that somebody insulted you in the morning, and your subconsciousness is causing stress for you. So until you forgive that person, you'll be able to move on throughout that day. Then there must be a balance between positive and negative stress. You know, there's positive stress. For example, you are given an appointment to become president of Nigeria. Positive stress. After 4 years, you start complaining. Negative stress. You know, there's a governor that said he doesn't want to be governor again in Kaduna, but he's still there. So control is what you can do. That is where control comes in. So let's move on. What can you do? Eat a healthy diet. Remember, I didn't say a balanced diet. Okay. I say healthy diet. You can be eating balanced diet, but it's not healthy. Yes. Balanced diet has protein, carbohydrate, fat, vitamins, and all that. But as I taught in primary school, but at some age, you shouldn't be eating so much carbohydrates. If you are above 50, your semo shouldn't be more than this, or your eba, whatever you want to. It shouldn't be more than this. My finger. Sometimes I tell my wife that just do small. Not as if I'm not hungry, but I just want to control the amount of years that I'm taking in. So then practice fruit fasting. In my group on Facebook, we do fruit fasting once in a while. Sometimes we just have it. In fact, I have a timetable. In my book, I take my book. Let me get my book. In my book, I have 3 days fruit fasting. 3 days fruit fasting.
You can join you in 1 second.
Okay, yes. So you just do 3 days fruit fasting with water. We just finished one in this June, just recently. And after 3 days, testimonies everywhere. What people that had pains, body pains, what people that had heavy flow, people that had big tummy, people that had diabetes, and all manner of things. When they went back to nature, they started getting healing. So exercising regularly, even if you cannot jog, take a walk. Just walk for some kilometers and you'll be fine. Then laughter releases good hormones. Let's say that there's a hormone that is called serotonin. It's the body's feel-good hormone. So whether you are laughing, the laughter is fake or it's real, the body cannot tell. Yes. So even when you laugh fake laughter, the body counts it as real. Yes. Laugh.
Laughter you do, it shows from the neck to the mouth. It's not.
It's fake. But the brain is seeing it as real. Except if the laughter is a wicked laughter. If you say, the way those witches used to laugh, that's a different thing.
I have a friend, every time, even on phone, anywhere, she's always laughing.
Yeah.
Even when nothing, causes that laughter, she will laugh. And I keep wondering what kind of.
No,
But she's always looking young and fresh.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah, because of the hormones are being released. You understand? Although too much of everything is not. Because sometimes people will not take you too seriously. We assume that frowning is seriousness, but it's not true. I can be very serious, but I'm smiling. When I'm discussing some things with people, say, "Why are you now smiling now? Why are you laughing now?" It's a serious matter. No, I'm serious. It's just that I'm expressing it in laughter. So sleep when necessary. Take a walk when you're under severe stress. Develop a happy personality. Wickedness does not pay anybody. If you see those that are always wicked, they look older.
Exactly.
They are always sick. Because it takes so much energy for you to be wicked.
Sorry, sir. That sleep very well. Sometimes you sleep well and then you wake up and then you mentioned it earlier.
Yes.
You sleep well, you sleep and then wake up and get into stress. Is it that you slept or what? No,
there's a difference between sleeping and resting.
Yes.
You can sleep and not rest, but you can try to rest and sleep. How do you sleep deep? There are 2 types of sleep. There's the deep sleep and there's the REM and the non-REM. Shallow sleep and deep sleep. The shallow sleep is the one that when they just knock like this, you jump out. But you see the deep sleep, that's at the snoring level. You can, even if they carry you, you can't wake up. So that is the resting sleep. So how do you get to that particular thing? You can try to relax the body. You can try to take things like chamomile tea. You can take things like, you can even inhale menthol or mint leaf. Just boil it and inhale it. It will just help to relax the body. You can start to take chicken pepper soup. It helps to relax the body. Or you can start to free your mind. Don't think about anything.
That one is
Within Nigeria.
Yes, it's possible. No, you know what? It's just if you are not going to think after that too. But just assume that there's no problem. I'm okay. All is well already.
Induced sleep.
Yes.
That's the one you know probably take something to, like maybe one is stressed up.
Yeah.
And then you now decide to probably take maybe something like drug to activate you to sleep.
Yeah.
Then when you wake up from that sleep, you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, but do you know what sleep does? We're going to talk about it in resetting the body. Sleep helps to reset the body. For instance, if I'm having a serious problem and I take out time to sleep, by the time I'm waking up, my stress level would have dropped. But what if I didn't sleep? It will be hitting the roof. So the body has not been able to reset, to even continue from the way you stopped. So your sleeping is to put a stop to all the reactions the body is having. You understand? To rest the body. So that when you now continue again, it's easy for the body to now pick up from where you stopped.
Sorry, let me be specific now.
Okay.
Like a retired person now.
Okay.
Take my breakfast in the morning, know where to go. Then the next thing is sleep.
Okay.
It has become a routine. You understand what I'm saying? I sleep very well in the afternoon and then maybe into the day.
Yeah.
Then at night, I find it difficult to sleep.
No, you have slept from your hotel. You have slept a lot
and then, I remain awake like that until maybe later hour, the early hour of the morning. By then I wake up in the morning. I'm stressed out.
Do you know what happens? Do you know what happens?
Yes.
You have distorted the sleep-wake mechanism. There's what is called circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is time to sleep, time to wake up. But when you're supposed to be awake, you are sleeping. So you have distorted it. You understand? So, but it's common among retirees too, because of reduced.
Is it controllable?
If it's not,
the body is already.
If it's not affecting you physically, then it's not a problem. It's only when it's actually making you sick that you can actually, because you have altered it. But the alteration is not as if in the day you now be busy throughout. Because if in the day you are not busy, after altering it, that's where the stress comes in. But if in the day you have the time to sleep and to recover, you don't have a problem.
But you can also get involved during the day. Find a new thing to do.
Yeah.
Maybe your experience is needed somewhere. Small businesses who needs organizational experience which you can bring on board.
But you know, even at that, it's not an everyday thing. It's as if it's not doing that, but it's not an everyday thing. It's as if you wake up in the morning and go to the office. You understand, right? That's why it's just like in Nigeria, we don't prepare for anything. Everything is accident. On a normal day, retirement should be prepared. Like 5 years to when you retire.
The system does not help you to prepare.
Don't prepare. You understand? They're supposed to give you some skills, teach you some skills, tell you some things you need to do when you retire. So you ease into retirement. But in Nigeria, they just you don't reach. Now this year they retire. And then when you show next time.
In my own case, I started something. Yes. Like I explained to you earlier, because of the challenge in insecurity, how to pack it up. So once safety is more important than so because of insecurity, I said, okay, I don't want to pack it up. It's better to stay alive than risk.
Let me give my own testimony. Like I find it before I was a good what do you call siesta person. Suddenly I find that I can't sleep during the day at all again. I might sit to watch telly. I'll start dozing. I'll say, okay, let me go and rest. The moment I get to the bed, if I sit down, it will come.
The body is
So, I don't know why. Only at night. I find it difficult to sleep during the day, even when I have time.
Are you apprehensive?
No, I just notice that my body doesn't sleep during the day. Let me put it that
Why
way.
not, as you're watching TV and you sleep off, you just continue sleeping there?
And yeah.
Very much.
Sleep on chair.
Because the truth is that when you get up, from moving from there to your room, a lot of activities must have taken place. The body position must have changed. You understand? And you are now wide awake. It's a normal thing.
So sit down there and sleep.
So, yes.
Okay, I just want you to please explain more on the differences between balanced diet and healthy eating.
Okay. So, a balanced diet, as we know it, is not healthy, as we were taught.
Okay.
Yes,
The way we
because
were taught it.
and the way we were taught, because the picture I showed you was a picture of balanced diet.
Okay.
There's carbohydrates, there's protein, there's leaf, vegetables, vitamins. They are all there, but in bad proportion.
Okay.
So a healthy diet is the one that has it in the right proportion. Carbohydrates in that dose is too heavy. You understand? It should be reversed. The fruits, the leaves should be more than the vegetable. Should be more than the carbohydrates. When you get to a particular level, when you start hitting 50, as a young person you are still active. When you start eating 45, 50, you need to reduce the amount of carbohydrate you are taking and take more fruits and vegetables. Why? Because the body is no longer growing. So any carbohydrate that comes in and the body activity has slowed down. So any what do you call it? Any carbohydrate that comes in stores in the body, because carbohydrate is not detoxified, it stores. You understand? But you see things like vitamins, they are not stored. Vitamin A, vitamin E, all of them, they are not stored. So it's daily dosage that sustains you. So the amount of dosage that you are, and when you are older, that is when you need it more, because the amount of free radicals you are releasing is now more in your old age. You understand? Because your activity is slower. So if you take more fruits and vegetables, it will counter it. It acts as antioxidants to take off all the oxidative stress that is going on in the body. So that's the difference between healthy food and balance. It's about portion control. Do you know that if you master portion control very well, you will not be fat. You can maintain your weight. Yes. The reason why people are fat is because they are eating more than the body needs, and they are not burning it off. So that's where the problem is. Let's move on because of time. So laughter releases the tightness in the chest. Even fake laughter can do that. Forgiveness also helps. When somebody offends you, forgive, because when you forgive, that load is off your mind. Then practice relaxation technique, and some of the relaxation techniques are breathing exercise and mental imagination, guided imagery. So you know the breathing exercise is more like breathe in, hold your breath, we count 1 to 20, then you breathe out. We'll do that before we go for our breath.
There's a question here.
Okay.
Someone said, what can we eat in place of garri?
What can we eat in place of garri?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm happy to announce to you that even garri is more healthy than semo.
Yes.
Yes. Garri is healthier than
Semo is
semo.
lighter.
It's not about being light. Garri is organic. Semo is processed.
Really?
Yes. In fact, the process of getting semo is called ultra processing. Ultra. It means that they are processed to a very fine level. So, but garri is all the fiber, everything is there. In fact, someone that is diabetic can even do more with garri than semo. So, you can take pounded yam, person can take semo in small quantity, but I don't see why he wants to replace garri. in the first place. You can take amala too. Oats is also good.
It's made up from rotten yam.
Yes.
White yam.
No, not yam now.
Ground plantain is good.
Yes. Yamala from plantain, unripe plantain is better. Yamala from, but it's better because unripe plantain itself doesn't have much calories. Yes, it has all that things like iron and all that. So when you make amala from it, it's better. Some people make swallow from cabbage, from garden egg. Yes, garden egg. You blend it and you remove the water and you use it to do swallow. Yes. In fact, if you want to, you can add ogbono. You can add ogbono, grind ogbono.
So
yes, and turn it. It will now make it to taking it. Yes.
Sorry, sir, to take you did before you came up with this.
Yes.
Then you go back. There's
Okay.
something I was looking for you to.
Which one?
The last part, practice relaxation techniques.
Okay.
You said you will tell us.
Yes, I'm going to do it. We're concluding now this first session. So we all have this book back.
Yes.
For the benefit of those that don't. Okay. So the book, we'll give you for a discount. It's supposed to be 4,000 naira, but we'll give you for 3,000 naira since you're part of this. So 40 years been trapped in a 70-year-old body. Do you know, I advertised this book on radio. Till today people are calling me to say thank you for giving me that book. Because you can be 40 years but your body is 70 years. So these are strategies that can make you reduce the impact of stress on your body to slow down the rate at which you are aging. Very, very important. Many of us have read it, so I won't waste time on it. So in conclusion, don't live your life by default, live your life by design. What do I mean? Your design is, default is normal shortcuts. Yes. This is the road, but by default, you are meant to go wrong. You understand? That's why it takes extra effort to do right things. If you do pedestrian bridge, people will still cross express. Because by default, it's easier to cross express. But by design, is to use what they produce. And when you use design, you live longer. So that's it. So you need to design a life for yourself. It's not everything that is thrown at you that you eat. If you go to parties, you know some people will be dragging amala, putting under the say all the wine, everything. How many will you drink? If you go to a buffet, you understand, that's why you know the masses from the rich people. The rich people will go for fish and small, but I'm talking about the rich, knowledgeable people.
Yes.
Riches is not money, is what you know. So the rich ones will go for fruit, vegetables, but you see every one of us. Amala will be on one side, rice will be on one side. We just divide the plate into two.
White rice,
exactly. Fried rice, everything on one plate.
I want to go and give my dog.
Yeah, and they'll tell you what to give. It's not dog, they will eat it at home. So thank you very much. We'll take some break, then we'll now start the last session. Our second to the last, but it won't take time. The next less than 1 hour will be done. So we have taken all the questions now. So when we come back, we'll do resetting, then we'll do natural remedies. A lot of natural remedies that I've put down that we can practicalize. So we'll start with the tea break, then after that we'll take our fruits, then we'll just go once. So thank you very much. We'll come back in the next.
Are we going to do with anything on cholesterol?
Cholesterol. You can ask it during the natural remedies, so handle it. So we'll come back in the next 15 minutes.
Sorry, doctor, I couldn't get where to send that to, so I decided to post it to you.
Okay.
There's a place you say we should send it to.
Okay, the receipt. Okay, okay, no problem. We'll resolve it when we'll resolve it.